has gone to the middle. So I know I had a brief chat with Matthew Clark, who of course is the AFLW coach, but he's also the ruck coach at the Adelaide Footy Club, and he's been really impressed with what he's seen from Billy Frampton in the ruck. I had a look last year. Billy played pretty much all of the year at Sanford level for Port Adelaide. Only had 7 hit-outs for the year, so clearly wasn't used in the ruck, but they put a fair bit of time into him here, and Matthew Clark been impressed with what he can show.
Well, he's up against Hayes here, so let's see how he goes. It's Hayes, nicely done again. He tries to get it down to Atley. The Crows, though, shark it. It's Seedsman to Schoenberg. Handball just a little bit too much on it there for Frampton. McPherson did well to butter up, but they've turned it over here, the Crows. You can see that class there. Farrell went to go one way. Shimmy then went the other. Lovely lace-out pass there to Williams. So Williams still too far out to score. Lowers the eyes. Inside 50. Good kick. And it's Wiley Buzzer again.
Great connection there from Williams and Buzzer, because Buzzer feigned to go one way, and that was going to be leading up and leading out wide, and then he just got a really good contact on his opponent, pushed him out the way and ducked back the other way. And it was clear that Williams was on the same page because he was able to put it in the space. And Buzzer now, that's his second mark inside 50. Wasn't able to shoot accurately with the first one. This one's dead in front, 25 metres out.
It should be a mere formality from here. He comes in, Wiley Buzzer, on the left, and through it goes. So the second goal for the match for Port Adelaide. They open up that margin to 8 points now. And I'll tell you what, we've been loving the work of Charlie Dixon. Todd Marshall looks like he's ready to go. Georgiades. If Wiley Buzzer can go through there as well, they've got some great depth up forward.
Oh, they have. You didn't mention, Peter Laddams is going to spend time down there. Scott Lysette, Marshall, you said.
Robbie Gray, small forward.
They're everywhere. Dylan Williams there, we talked about him pre-season, before this game, and showing what he's been able to do. And it was a nice kick there, right on the chest, and that's been a bit of an Achilles heel for Port Adelaide. Their connection from getting the ball inside 50 to actually getting it onto the chest of one of their players. We saw Farrell to Williams, Williams to Buzzer. That'll make Ken Hinkley very happy. Back
in the middle again. I reckon it was Frampton this time, and it was Atley, now Hayes. Nice dummy there from the big fella. Did it really well, then threw it on the right boot, up inside 50. Nearly a big mark taken there in front, not quite by Williams. Got the handball out to Buzzer, who just tried to give the old fend off. Then he threw it away, and the umpire said, you can't do that. Incorrect disposal, holding the ball.
Don't mind that, though, the big man. He's trying to put a bit of physicality in, and he tried to break a couple of tackles. Didn't work that time, but, yeah, don't mind it.
Now, Kelly's kick is maybe going to come back here. Ball back inside 50. Oh, strong tackle there. Burgoyne lays a beauty. Not holding the ball, but fabulous stuff. A few of the crowd around us loving that. Thought it was Burgoyne, but it wasn't. Maybe it was. I think also in there, Appleton. And now Buzzer wins the tap down. Here's Atley. And looks like we're going to get another stoppage. 45 metres out here from the power goal. Gone almost 3 minutes in this second term. They lead by 8 points. And again, Buzzer in front of Frampton this time. Back to Drew. Throws it on the right boot. Inside 50, Mackessy's there. Nicely worked there with a handball, but got to Seedsman on the bounce. Ebert's in there. Wilson, good handball. Did it well. Now the clearing kick up towards Hayes, who read it nicely.
Had a nice start to the quarter. A couple of centre clearance, and now set up behind the ball, just blocking off Adelaide.
So lean it just forward of centre. He wants to switch the play here. He's very instructional. Eventually goes with the hands to Frederick. What's the kick like? Not bad. Penetrating inside 50. Williams gets it on the bounce. But he runs out of room and it goes out of play. About 20 metres around here from Port Adelaide's goal.
Just be a bit disappointed with that finish. Breaking across centre half forward, you're in the middle of the ground and the kick goes, 15 to 20 metres around from the point post. I reckon you want to be hitting front and centre there. Give your big guys a chance.
Snap around the body here. Not bad, but through for one behind.
Yeah, what we're seeing with Buzzer, he does compete in the air, and if you can get it up there in that dangerous area, compete in the air, then you bring some of your small forwards into it.
So the Power now leading by 9 points as the ball goes out of play. Does it, or it stays in? In fact, now out. And we'll get a boundary throwing just outside defensive 50 here for Port Adelaide. They've done all the attacking bicks in this second term as we get a few changes on the interchange bench. And it was Farrell who had that shot at goal previously, just the one behind. Umpire now tosses this one back in. We'll see if the Crows can construct something here. Here's Wilson, does it well. Gives off the handball to Seedsman, who's been busy. This kick, though, comes off the side and out of bounds on the full.
Just watching Darcy Fogarty, a bit frustrated there. He let up. They didn't use him. He's kicked it over his head. You know, we're into the second quarter now, and he's only really had the one touch.
Not a great kick there from Marnie. Wilson now with the turnover. Crows an opportunity. Fogarty's there again, but doesn't receive it. Seedsman tries to put the tackle on. Well done, though, by Cox. He got away, lowered the eyes, and did it well. And Buzzer, who's been the best forward in this game so far, goes short. And he finds Mays. So Mays wheels around on that right boot, puts it to the top of the square, looking for a mark. No one able to take it. Ball off hands and out of bounds. And we'll get another boundary throw in.
Yeah, looking at the Adelaide forward setup as well at the moment, they've got Strauns down there, you've got Himmelberg down there, and you've got Fogarty down there. So 3 bigger players, and that's going to be a decision that Matthew Nix is going to have to face at AFL level about what that looks like and how many talls and how many smalls you can play.
Good tackle there by Marshall and also Mays. Bit of a double team effort on Wilson, who has got a big body.
Once again, building pressure, Port Adelaide. We saw it in the first quarter. There's just the ability to lock it in their front half.
Umpire tosses this one up, and doing it well there was Marshall taking it off. Got the kick back across the face of goal. Oh, well picked up there by Sutcliffe. Has the right foot snap at goal, and it's good. Lovely finish there by the former Docker. He's got his first. And Port now lead by 15 points.
As you can see on the screen there, he's sporting the very fine haircut. When I say fine, that's short. He's got no hair whatsoever. We saw him force his way into the side last year. He was upgraded from the rookie list and played a number of roles, but getting his opportunity here, and he knows everything's got to go right for him. And you see here, just won the ball, was able to just turn around on his right foot, and he's pretty clever around goals, there's no doubt about that. And that's probably good reward for Port Adelaide. It's been in their front half for a fair bit of this quarter, and they just threw that pressure, just created that opportunity and scored.
27 years of age, 104 games at Fremantle, another 5 last year with Port Adelaide. And just one of those handy depth players again who can certainly do a role, and I think looking to do more than that this year if he can. We're back in the middle.
I think he's also a realist as well, and he knows that he's probably not going to be the first bloke picked.
Yeah.
What you do know about Cam Sutcliffe is you can trust him. If he does get an opportunity, he won't let you down.
So the umpire with an errant bounce, so we'll throw it up, and nicely worked there by Drew. That was really good play, and that's a brilliant pass. Brilliantly simple, and it is simply brilliant when you go Route 101.
Well, I tell you what, if you could draw a map of what the perfect play looks like, that would be it. It was a ruck hit out to a player absolutely on the bolt. He didn't break stride, hit him right on the chest. He took about 4 steps, steadied himself, put it 20 metres out in front, and it hit the chest of a player leading out and not breaking stride. That's perfect. The perfect play by Port Adelaide. And now the big man, Marshall, to go for his second.
He's about 25 metres out, no problems from there. Todd Marshall has goal number 2. And that is a forward's dream, Vix. When the ball is coming in quickly from the centre bounce, there's very little the defenders can do about that. So great play from Port Adelaide.
Yeah, just watching this again on the replay, really good work by Hayes, gets it down, and then once again there's that on the move, coming through. We talked about putting pressure on the front of the goal square. I'm not sure whether he picked out Marshall straight away or whether he just said, I'm going to get it in low and hard and make sure and hope that my forward's on the front foot, which he was. But whatever it was a great play by Port Adelaide, and Todd Marshall, that'll give him a lot of confidence now. He's got 2 goals early in the second quarter, and that one there was copybook.
Well, Drew last year was fantastic early. He played the first 8 games of the season, including 24 touches against Carlton in round 2. So he knows how to find the football. 10 games for the year. There's Frampton. That's a good jump at it. They just want to steady here a bit, the Crows. And, gee, there was some strong tackling pressure there. The umpire said it was a little bit high. I don't think Ken Hinckley will mind the attack on the footy. And Patrick Wilson, again, putting his body right into it. He goes short, finds Frampton, who just pops one up inside 50. Crashing the pack hard there was Crocker. That was well done because that ball was just about lost, and they lock it in.
Once again, though, if I'm Adelaide, that's a dinky little kick to 30 to 40 metres out. You turn that ball over, you open yourself up. You've got Himmelberg down deep, who was 1 out. I just would love to see him kick it 50 metres and try and get it deep. Then you're much easier to defend and lock it in behind it.
Good handball there from Seedsman to Wilson, and the kick shaves the post. That's their first score for this second term. It's been all Port Adelaide. They led by 2 points at quarter time. They've opened that up now to 20. But The Crows, I'm sure here, would like to get a couple of repeat inside 50s as Leanett thumps it. He's got a booming kick. That's a massive effort up towards the centre square, and a good mark again by Marshall. So he's starting to grow in confidence up towards Ebert. Couldn't take it cleanly, but they just force it forward. It's not pretty, but it's effective. They're now up inside attacking 50. Drew butters up, goes in for another tackle, and we'll get a ball up about 48 metres around from Port Adelaide's goal.
Seeing the differing styles, aren't we? We saw Leanett then kick it probably, 70 metres inside the centre square, and then we see Adelaide at the other end, or when they get their opportunity in defence, they're much preferring to go 4 or 5 short kicks to try and get to the same spot. Here's
Wilson again. He's trying hard in this term. Out here, though, towards buzzer. Here's Cox, who's a clever little player. Gets around his man, has a snap at goal. It's bending back beautifully.
No.
And not far enough. The crowd were up, I was up, but the goal umpire knew what she was doing.
You're always up, Tommy. It was great play, though. Broke the tackle. He was, and there must have only been millimetres in it because we all thought it was a goal, but that's what he can do. He broke his way into the side last week, made his AFL debut of sorts, and now getting another opportunity today.
The Crows try and work it out, but don't gain that much territory. Just outside defensive 50, we'll get another boundary throw-in. Margin 19 points at the moment.
Yeah, Scotty Lysette, fresh
just
off
in front of us
last night. Big game.
It was a good game. You enjoyed it, Biggs.
Yeah, did. Lovely. Saw the ball move.
Great skills.
Taylor Walker walks in front of us. Yeah, it was nice last night as well. Great experience for those players.
Yeah, it was really good. And Tex there in front of us with his young son, Hugo. Great to see as we get back to the action here. And here is Drew on the left boot towards goal, just missing to the near side and through for one behind.
Been a real trend, hasn't there, in the game? Adelaide just can't get it out of their front half. When they do get through, they look good, but Port Adelaide have been great at really locking them down. And when we look at their defensive strategy, all 36 players, or all 18 Port players in particular, all inside their front half.
So we'll see if the Crows can just work this out. Now here's Mackesy. Oh, another great handball. And out of bounds.
Once again, so the ball's turned over inside Port Adelaide's forward 50. So great opportunity for them now. You can see their defenders are all setting up behind them. And Adelaide just have to rethink this. How can they work their way through Port's defence?
We're about midway through this second term, a 22-point margin in favour of the Power. Ball back into play there. Here's Woodcock. Nicely done. Good hands there to Mays. To Sutcliffe. He looks a bit like Sam Powell-Pepper with that haircut, doesn't he? I've almost called him SPP a few times. Here's Buzzer. Enjoyed his game today, Bix.
Yeah, a bit of byplay on the side between Sutcliffe and who is it? Is it Worrell, was it?
Worrell, yeah.
Yeah, just on the deck there.
He's that kind of player. He's unsociable, Sutcliffe, isn't he?
Yeah, well,
we saw that against Brisbane last year.
Yeah, well, once again, he knows exactly what he's got to do to get into the side, and he's doing that.
Here they go again. Here's Woodcock, who's done a few nice things in this game. Ebert has some time around the body and misses to that near side again. So they're peppering once more here. The Power probably should be further in front.
Well, look at that, 14 scoring shots, 4 goals 10 to 1 goal 5. So 14 shots to 6 is probably a real indication of where this game is at. And what are they, 23 points in front? Could have been more because a lot of those shots, you think of Cox and that one from Ebert, very, very kickable. So
the Crows this time, can they get it out, Big? So bit of system and try and work it out, or a marquee would be handy. Not quite the case. A big pack forming there. Going in after it, McHenry. That was well done. Out towards Mackesy, who gets it back. And the ball goes out of play. Seedsman happy to see it over.
Just struggling to find a big player to be able to take a pack mark, to take the pressure off. So that time there, it was Frampton was up there, Himmelberg was there. They just haven't been able to find anyone to take a contested mark.
Umpire now gets ready to toss it back into play. Good work by Frampton. Worked himself to the front. Himmelberg then tries to get the rove. The crowd wanted holding the ball, nothing doing. Few handballs. Lovely play by Schoenberg. Got the kick away just in time. That was a nice little dummy sold though. Frederick though now for the Power. Receives. Gives it off. Here's young Marnie. One of the top up players. Squeezes a kick out towards Leanett. Not sure if that was by design or not. Strong tackle. Might have been high, but he said holding the ball. Well, that's okay. The Crows will take it. Here goes Jones on 1, 2, 3 bounces. Then he's pushed off the footy. And he's got to get a free kick. And this Port Adelaide crowd not enjoying it. And again, a little bit of byplay happening.
Well, I think Jared Leanett could feel like he's a bit aggrieved, really, because it looked like he was grabbed either by the collar or by the hair almost. He was dragged back, like very high. The umpire said, no, that's holding the ball.
And now Crocker goes short, tries to find Fogarty on a long lead, but not the best kick to him.
Once again, frustrating for Fogarty. He hasn't seen the ball a whole lot. Gets a metre of separation, and then Crocker puts it on his bootlaces.
Oh, we just saw the tackle there, and then Jones running away and saying, I'll take that. He was then pushed off his kick, maybe a little bit soft. But you could see probably most times that gets paid too high. Not the case this time around. Anyway, we're back in play here. Port Adelaide again looking to get it out of defence. They do. Thumping kick. Only his father was Scholl. He's a good, neat player, Scholl. Has great pedigree. His dad played at Carlton, 35 games. His two uncles, 400 games.
Very handy.
At North Melbourne and Geelong. You would have played a lot against both of them, Bix.
Yeah, Brad in particular, a very good player.
Yeah, Craig too.
Yeah, Brad didn't have many teeth. It was always a bit scary when you played on him.
Here's Paholke now, long, inside 50. Big pack forms, Golance there, Strawn. But off hands, working it well again is Ellsworthy, who's picked up a few touches, and now Marshall just getting better as this game's going on.
Yeah, and that's been the difference. So that's an outlet kick, and you're able to find an opponent, and that just takes the pressure off. Adelaide haven't been able to do that. Port have done it very well.
Appleton on a long lead. Didn't take the mark, but did well then and created a contest. Now Port Adelaide. Hardigan tries to put the tackle on. Here's Burgoyne. Gives it off to Atley over the top. Drew, good hands. Took it nicely. Now Cox tries to get away. Did well. Popped the kick inside. Not quite the distance. Good work there by Adelaide. Worrell does well. Handball over the top. Now it spits out. Jones is on the run. Further overlap if they want it. Kelly kicks to him now, and that was well done by Adelaide. Oh, he dropped it. And tries to get it up. Oh, Fogarty did well. Got away, then lowered the eyes. Good kick, and he finds Gollant. He's kicked the only goal for Adelaide today. Wheels around inside 50. Good play by Adelaide. And a nice mark taken by Crocker. He goes over the top. Not a bad option. Trying to run onto it there is McHenry. He's now got a problem. He's got two to beat. And the ball goes through for one behind. Good
scramble by Port. Looked as if it was going to be a goal, didn't it? McHenry sprinting back to goal. He had probably 5 or 6 metres. Kick just bounced in front of him and then sat up, and that gave the opportunity for Port Adelaide defenders to get back and rush him behind.
Here's Leanett, who has got that thumping kick, but he goes short because he's got an easy option. Farrell now goes long up towards centre wing. Good mark over the top. And that is Williams. Well, that's a real highlight. Great stuff by Dylan Williams. We spoke about him pre-game. He's shown some signs today. Sutcliffe now up inside 50. Ebert's there. Kelly's got a problem. Needs to get rid of it. Did well. But good handball. Got it out there to Hamill. Lowers the eyes. Does it well. Does he know? Just over the head there of Schoenberg. Now Frederick goes after it. In there for Adelaide is James Matthews. One player looking to get on the senior list. Here's Frederick again. Gives it back. Farrell. High up and under kick in the hot spot. Pack forms. No one can take it. Ball off hands. Cox is there. So too Hamill. Did he give away a free? No, said the umpire. Sutcliffe went in high.
High, yeah. It's interesting because Port looked much more dangerous, and you must give a little bit of credit to the Crows defenders at the moment. At the moment, they're holding up, and they've been coming in thick and fast, but it hasn't really, the dam gates haven't burst yet, although they've threatened to a few times.
Here's Mackesy. Good to see him on a long lead. Kicks just a little bit hot there over the top, and Leanett read it best. Gives it off to Patmore, who's been good today. Atley getting busier as the game goes on. Right to the top of the square, and a good mark taken. Playing on, and a nice goal. So the Power have got another one. That is goal number 5 for the day.
Just trying to pick the player up there, Tommy.
Yeah, they get another one there, Port, don't they?
When we look at Adelaide again, that's a turnover. Unfortunately, Fisher Mackesy, the intention was right. There was a spare player in the middle of the ground, but the kick missed, and then Port Adelaide rebounded. And you see they went long and deep. And there's a mark there, and just an easy little walk-in goal. So Port Adelaide getting the rewards from what is good pressure inside their own forward 50, and they've created those turnovers inside their front half. When you can do that, often when you go back, you're a much higher chance of scoring. So good stuff here for Port Adelaide. It was Cox who kicked that goal in the end. So he has got his first. And the sign's looking good here for Port at the moment. They're in front on the scoreboard. Here's Kelly. Gets a little underground handball out to Mackesy, who squeezes a kick out towards the boundary line. And the ball picked up now by Drew. McHenry's in there as well. Going in hard there is Ebert.
put his head over the football. You'd expect nothing less. A good contest. Seedsman in there as well, and we'll get another ball up just inside the boundary line.
It's been a good quarter by Port Adelaide. They've really turned the screws in Adelaide and just haven't allowed them any sort of free play.
Drew there again. Oh, this is good by Matthews. Gee, he's got some speed. That was one of the things you said to look out for, Bix. He did it well. Crocker, who's looked lively up forward, almost took the mark. Davis did really well, got the handball out to Frampton. He gave the hands off as well. Now Crocker, he can finish if he likes. Went to go short, maybe just layerising a fraction. Here's Davis, but Crocker may have given away a free kick. He has.
Well played by Port Adelaide, scrambling again. That was Darcy Fogarty running back to goal. Adelaide had the ball in hand. Fogarty, no one on him. They went to kick it over to him. The ball was smothered, and then Port Adelaide win the free kick.
Here's Hamill now, giving off the handball. Giving it to O'Connor. Goes short, and that's well done. And there's Fogarty. Well, that's better. That was good play there by O'Connor. He's done a few good things today, and Fogarty with a kick from about 30 metres on a tight angle. We're
just talking about Port Adelaide. Were able to create those turnovers, and that time there, who did you say it was? Was it?
I reckon O'Connor was involved there, and also Hamill.
Yeah, came off the half-back line, was able to disrupt that power kick. It was trying to find someone just at half-back, and then once you turn that ball over, there's often free players everywhere, and it was a pretty simple kick to Darcy Fogarty. Now, this will give him some confidence because he's created a couple of opportunities and hasn't been used. He'd love to be able to get on the scoreboard.
Let's see how he can go from there. He's on a tight angle, not a bad effort.
Umpire likes it.
And I reckon he's put it through. So great effort there from Darcy Fogarty. He's on the scoreboard. The Crows have got their second. There's been 5 straight for Port Adelaide. And you can see the play leading up, Bix, that you were talking about. It was really good play there by Hamill, giving off to O'Connor and then squeezing the kick to Fogarty. So much, much better there from Adelaide.
And one of the things we know about Fogarty is he's such a great kick. Now, that was a pretty tight angle.
Yeah.
And you just feel like if you can create 5 or 6 chances for him inside 50, he's generally going to make you pay. So well done to him. He's on the scoreboard. He'd be looking to build on that. And like I say, he's been in a few plays where he's had the opportunity to be used and he hasn't been. He's looked like he's been a little bit frustrated, but gets a little bit of reward there.
Kicked 5 goals in round 21 against West Coast last year. Played the final month of the year. And there's so much upside, isn't there, for the boy from Lucendale?
Great aggression as well. He gets after the opposition. That's one of the areas, as a forward his size, they're the things you've got to do as well, the ability to put pressure on. So I'm sure he's worked on that over the summer as well.
Okay, here's Schoenberg. I like the way he's gone about it. McPherson was really good early in that first quarter. Gives it back to Schoenberg. Sutcliffe, a nice little smother on his handball. Then Ebert, good tackle there by Wilson. Schoenberg just gets it away in time. But the kick is marked there by Ellsworthy, one of the top-up players here today. He's been good, actually. And he gets the kick out towards the boundary line. Trying to get around there was Woodcock. Nothing doing, so he tries to go a different way and then ended up doing it really well. Mays, who's been pretty good today, pops it towards the hot spot.
Oh.
Big fly there. Wow. Here's Burgoyne off hands just like the old man. Bats it back,
Wow.
and there's a little bit of Trent Burgoyne magic.
Well, we talked earlier about attacking the hot spot, and that was really good work by Woodcock. Everyone thought it was just going to go out of bounds, and he sort of made himself invisible, created something, and then there was the long kick in, 20 metres out. Big fly, but what I loved about Burgoyne is timing. He just got to the right spot at the right time, took the ball clean off hands on the full without it even hitting the ground. Then with a really classy finish, you can just see Woodcock there getting it out, creating some space. There goes the long kick. Really good contest here. Big fly. And there he is, just pushed off his player, was able to win the ball on the full, and then a really neat finish running away from goal over his left shoulder.
And Williams a couple of times has flown at the football and shown a bit big. So
we talked about him being an X-factor forward. We've seen him have a nice delivery by foot creating a goal, but that one there, that was a big fly, and he wasn't far off taking that.
Here's Atley trying to just crash and bash his way through. Keys holds him up. Ball squeezes out now to the big fella in Hayes, who thumps it long. Dangerous spot again. Mackesy going up for a big fly this time around. Hamill's there. Burgoyne, he's got his tail up now after kicking that goal. Ball, a kick around the body, and it's another one. Well, it's raining goals now. I reckon it's Williams who's got involved this time around. He gets his first. And after the Crows pegged one back, 2 in a minute for Adelaide, Port Adelaide rather, has them back in control and out by 34 points.
I love what they're doing when they win the ball out of the middle. A couple of times now this quarter, they've just gone straight to the hot spot, right 10 metres out in front of goal. They've had some really good contests from their forwards. The ball's come to ground, and then they've had really good numbers around it. And that one there, Dylan Williams, he flew for the last one, created a goal for Trent Burgoyne. That one there, he stayed down and got the goal himself. So he showed a little bit today. Well done.
He's been good. Pick number 23 in the draft. Really putting himself up in lights for the coach, and maybe for next week in their final Marsh Cup match.
Yeah, umpires haven't had a great day today in terms of bouncing. That's about the fourth one they've had to recall, but it's pre-season for them as well.
And that might just about do it in terms of action here in this first half. And there goes the siren. So Port Adelaide with a dominant quarter there. They booted 6 goals to just the 1 in that term. And as we see the players coming off, that man was in the thick of it as well, Trent Burgoyne, right towards the end. Also, Wiley Buzzer has been busy in this game, has a goal too. But you can see the score. The Power in control, 17 scoring shots to 8. It's 7-10-52 to Adelaide, 2-6-18.